Not gonna be for you long. Not going to be before you long. All right, before we get started, let me jump and grab something real quick. There's saving plan. Millionaire saving. Emery, what's going on? Millionaire saving plan. So this is a book that's been written by somebody on YouTube, and just basically just giving you the notes on Shani, what's going on, pew, pew, pew. But giving you the notes on your money and the process in becoming a millionaire. And it's basically going into about saving. Hey, two raw, bruh, drop a link. Sheet we here, bruh. Go to sheet we here at Gmail. We got a link back up, dog. I've been trying to catch it, man. Shoot you my number again, man. But go ahead and send me a email to sheet we here at Gmail. I told Erica. I know Erica told you, bro. I know Erica told you, bro. I ain't even been seeing you live. What's going on with you? Sweet Thumb in the building. What's going on? But back to this, we gonna get back into it. So, millionaire saving plan. I haven't got the book yet. I'm in the process of ordering the book, so I'm actually gonna get the book from the YouTuber that actually wrote the book, so I can get a signed copy. You know, and then I'm gonna go from there. Okay, cool. 100, 100. Post it to the chat. I'll go ahead. Young Riaz in the building. What's going on with you, Young Riaz? Sweet Thumb. Say shout out to you already. All right, so I ain't gonna even be long today because I don't jumped up late and I'm running around. But basically, I'm gonna go ahead and order the book so I can get the copy because I'm always trying to look at new literature to give me better insight, far especially with finance and making money and how to actually save and use the money as well. But the link in description it talks about different like bad habits what leave you stuck far as with your finance, and I'm gonna basically go off of mine just in general. What's going on with you, man? Too raw, you there? So basically, in general, um, a lot of times, like I learned a lot from my cousin. This guy has not worked, and this will be going into his seventh year. And just basic principles that he set goals for himself and obtained. You know, a lot of one of his biggest goals, as far as with his finance, is paying his bills from the first to the fifth. And if the bill comes out before or comes out after, he know how to handle it. I hear you now, a little bit.
I got you. What up,
All right,
T?
what's going on with you?
What's up with you, man? Good morning to everybody in the chat too. I'm gonna drop
Yeah.
down so you can continue doing what you're doing.
All right, cool, cool, cool.
All right, man. But I'm gonna hit you up after, or hit me up after you done.
All right, I'll do
I'm out
that.
here trying to get this trailer. I'm finna take this trailer loose real quick.
Yeah, I'm finna go start my truck and warm it up myself. I just got to work.
All
All
right.
right, then I'll let you.
All right, man. Love.
Yep. So, like I said, pretty much going into it, he pays his bills from the first to the fifth. And paying his bills from the first to the fifth, never deviating from that, is basically to get a certain standard on which a law of the land, something that he lives by. And another thing is he always tells me about paying the bills from the first to the fifth. You get adjusted to, what needs to be paid at that time, you know, and always have your money ready. Most people they pay the bills as they come out. They wait till Friday till they get paid. You got to develop a system. That's one of the key things he taught me. And like I always say, when it comes down to it, you get characteristic traits and things that you do or say in order for young men and women to come their self. But literally there's no real solid handbook that people go and live by to actually live their life. What's going on? Cool Gamer and Conscious in the building. What's going on, Conscious? Man, I gotta jump on one of your panels, man. Conscious, I gotta get over there. Cool Gamer, man. I see you don't even got no videos up, man. Hey, you cool gamer, man. You gotta be doing something. What's going on? But basically developing that system in which you find out something that works for you, it pretty much sets you up long term to have your stuff accomplished and get things done right. And that's what a lot of people, just starting off learning finance is never easy for a lot of people because it takes time. You got to put in the work. And a lot of people don't want to put in the work. That's their biggest issue with finance, not putting in the work. And when you're not putting in the work, you don't get the results. A little noise, but pretty much like I say, if you're not putting in the work, doing the research, learning things, you're not getting the results of a lot of stuff. Quiet storm. Dr. Dunbar in the building, what's going on with you? But like I said, just learning the basics and living from there. Prime example, like I say, I always try to use my cousin because me and him we talk about money a lot. He give me a lot of pointers and keys on life. And with him, he learned from his mother because his mother went to school for accounting. I want to say she got associates. I don't know if she got a actual diploma, but I know she ended up going. So quite young, and I never asked. All I know is she went to school for it. Had her own store for a moment. Okay, Sheila. So you just change it just back to just straight out the quiet storm. Okay. I was like, I know it's Sheila E. the quiet storm, but I'm like, just the quiet storm. Okay. All right. I seen your video the other day too, Sheila. I don't know. I've been catching a lot of people stuff afterwards or people sharing because I ain't been getting a lot of notifications like I supposed to. But we're gonna get back into that. But like I say, he kind of worked a lot through his mom to teach him finance. In his household, it was set up that way. You know, his mom went into school for finance, so she came taught all her kids, which is two daughters and a son, financial literacy, and they were able to grow and go from that with their financial literacy. Then and pass that on to their kids. That's the number one thing where a lot of people lack to where they're not passing the knowledge along according to the generations. So that's why we're lacking, as of right now. You got young kids that don't know how to write cursive, don't know how to read cursive because they stopped teaching it in school. But who goes to say that the parents can't teach their kids this stuff? You know, a lot of the things that we learn, the parents are actually supposed to pass down that knowledge. You know, it's prime example. My wife, when the kids were young, they would always call, tell my wife, tell the kids, focus on their sight word, focus on their sight words. I'm like, why they're not focusing on their ABCs, pronouncing and knowing the letters, sounding out. I said, sight words help you with memory. When you're reading, you're not reading by pronouncing the words and knowing the syllables. The sight words are just focused on your memory. You're remembering words. That's just like the difference from drawing and writing. You know, to an extent, when I do cursive, sometime I actually draw because I learned how to draw. So more or less, that's why my handwriting is so, in my opinion, perfecto. Because I take the time, I write my words. Now, if I'm just writing fast and just throwing something on the paper, yeah, you're gonna see a little chicken scratch, as the old people call it back in the day. But basically, it takes time. And same thing with your finance. It takes time for you to craft, you know, your finances to be proper, to, actually know what you're doing. It takes time. A lot of people, when you get into situations, if it don't work, you move to the next one. Man, I don't know. Like these bills are killing me. What about your saving? Gotta learn how to save. You know, that's the key thing in finance. Paying your bills, saving money. Those go hand in hand. You know, I learned pay yourself before you pay your bills, and then it looks like you accomplished or did something with yourself and your money. Because if you get paid Friday and you have $900, out of that $900, 800 going to the rent, 40 might be going to the gas for that week. You only got 50 left, maybe to buy you some food, or if you have food in the refrigerator, go in there, make you something to eat, and then turn around, take that $50 and pay yourself. Get you something. A lot of people not focused on themselves when they get paid on Friday. I'm not saying don't pay the rent and go buy, go buy you a Gucci, go buy you some Gucci slides for $300 and be like, man, she we here said, man, pay yourself first. I'm gonna go buy this clothes. No, responsible. Take care of your bills. You should have savings from the jump. You know, prime example. You know, I don't have a car note anymore. So me and my wife, we was laughing and we was talking about like we were paying all this money for the car note, the insurance. She's like, "Where's that money going?" And I was like, "Well, I've been adding more life insurance." And she was like, "Oh, okay." So she did the math and she was like, "So you're spending all the car note money on the life insurance?" Because we had a system to where if we knock a bill off, we try to continue paying that if we can in our budget, continue paying that money to the side. Prime example, when I had a timeshare, timeshare was like 100 some bucks. I would continue putting that 100 some aside until, it was to the point where I couldn't pay it, or we would say just knock it off the budget. And it's like I said, just key things, learning the process, figuring out what works for you. What works for me might not work for you. I tell people all the time when they say, "Well, how did you get married? How did you pick your wife?" I can tell you the do's and don'ts that I looked at, far as relationship, far as having a wife. But when it come down to it, just because it worked for me, it might not work for you. You have to find your own way. But the thing is, it's not hard when you're having some type of template to work with. So that's why just starting conversation, learning about the basics about finance, digging into the internet, getting a little more knowledge, and then going from there. See, a lot of us, we don't start. So that's how can you finish the race if you're not even starting? You know? A lot of us not even started just anything remotely learning about finance. Majority of us, we take one step at a time, and that step is real small. That step is basic, basic as they come. Just, you know, figuring out I pay my bills, that's it. Not looking into savings, not looking into a high yield savings account where they give, right now I think they're at 5%. Most of these internet ones, not the ones from your bank, because majority of the time, commercial like high ranking banks, you have your Chase, Wells, Bank of America, those big banks. I think Citibank for people out in Chicago and those areas, like those big banks like that, they already know they got thousands of banks everywhere. They're gonna have people putting their money in their account. Why would we give you a whole bunch of money? The smaller banks, they want your business from the big banks. So that's why they sit there and give you more percentage on your money. Most people on average, if you look at your checking account or your savings, you're getting like point 0.7. I'd be surprised if somebody getting one whole percent off of the money that's in their account, you know? And it comes down to it pretty much because, yeah, like you say, sweet thumb, pennies on the dollar, a lot of times those big banks, they're looking at your deposits. They want your deposits to, funnel the money into other investments. A lot of times people talk about being the bank, self banking, getting the IUL, and doing self banking for yourself. You got to have the money. So that's when you start learning how to save your money, invest your money, putting your money in the right place where your money works for you. And like I said, just starting off with the conversation, looking into it, you know, to a point of me being older, let me look into this life insurance some more. I know a little bit about term. I know a little bit about this. Let me look into life insurance a little more. That's when I found about IULs. My great grandmother, she never told me about an IUL. She basically said though, basically was only two: term life and whole life. Term life is the cheapest, it's affordable. So everybody generally try to get the cheapest and affordable. You know, that struggle to maintain that, high payment each month when you're dealing with whole life in most cases with most people, because I got a lot of yeah, pretty much, don't you know, on average, a lot of times when dealing with, finance, people have no clue because their parents had no clue. They never taught them anything, you know. Going into the process of just learning the basics, picking up a book. We'll watch a video all the time, laughing. Somebody, Cat Williams video and Shannon Sharp is over 400, I'm sorry, 40 million. 40 million views. How many people, 40 million views on that? I guarantee you there's not 40 million views on somebody like a Warren Buffett giving information how to keep your money. Somebody, not really using him more or less. But let's go with JT the Pocket Watcher. JT the Pocket Watcher on YouTube. He's giving you information about scamming. So he's giving you the entertainment side and he's giving you the knowledge because he's preventing you from being scammed. Preventing you from being scammed. And a lot of people won't watch him. He calls out a lot of people, not well, say the names like Jay Morrison. Jay Morrison doing his investments and all that. He told people about the Tulsa real estate fund. It was a REAP. He told them that when you do reaps, there's a certain way you handle reaps to where you put in that money and they lose that money, your money's just gone. You know, yeah, sweet thumb. You just take the time and look at it. I'm telling you, it's pretty decent. More or less, it's entertaining. It's entertaining, but the same thing when I watched the Charleston White with Cam Newton. When I watched his, it was just more like an insight into their behavior, their life. That was more or less kind of because that changed my thoughts on Charleston when I seen that video because I thought he was really just some crazy gang banging snitching dude, but to find out he was actually intelligent and conducted himself into letting people know this is all for entertainment purposes. And he literally said in one of the videos, I'm gonna be what you want to see. He said, I'm gonna get a gold chain, I'm gonna talk crazy, I'm gonna smoke, I'm gonna dress. Charleston is probably almost 50 something when, still wearing the baggy jeans with the Jordans and the like sweatshirts, hat cocked to the side with the do rag on and everything. He's giving you the caricature which most people look at. What's going on, Bunny Rose? He's giving you the caricature in which most people want for the entertainment. They put him to a picture of Gucci Man right beside each other. Both of them had the big chains. You know, both of them, talk a lot of junk. Gucci talk crazy too. If you hear his interviews on the Breakfast Club, he told about what's her name? What's the lady on the show? Angela Yee. When he talked about how Angela Yee tried to mess with him back in the day, he was clowning the same way Charleston White clowns. But like I said, just a lot of times people develop that point of just always wanting to be entertained. Like I said, it's cool to be entertained sometimes, but sometimes you want to get a little knowledge. And shout out to Miss T with the T. I actually be on her channel pretty much around 9:15. I'm actually gonna probably share her screen later on. You can go sub to her, check her out, and like I said, don't forget the link in the description. I've been watching this guy ever since I seen his YouTube. I'm sorry, his Netflix special. He had a Netflix special where he go and help people deal with their finances. Preferably a lot of people who were planning on getting married or the ones that were already married and their finances are just tanking. You know, having them both to get an understanding on how finance work for them and should work and should be going forth. But shout out to everybody. I'm about to go ahead and get off of here. It's, yeah, I get that. I understand that. But for the most part, that was me. Just it was more the entertainment side with him. That's why I really didn't want to kind of watch him so much. And just all he would do would just be wilding out. But then when I seen how Charleston was, helping the youth, going to talk, for the people that couldn't talk in the prison system, you know, the situation where he could have got out of jail at 18 years old, and his mother told him to keep him in there till he turned 21 because all he gonna do is come out here and get back into the same thing, which he did when he got back on the street. He got back into the same thing, and eventually had to go back to jail again, hanging with a cousin, wanted to sell weed, got caught up with him. So, like I said, just his story was profound and he had a lot of inspirational things he talked about. He talked about the clowning and stuff in which he, talk about uh the whole, talking about the celebrities. And I always tell you that, my people I look up to was basically my coaches, my family. I couldn't, have somebody far as like I look up to or my role model. That's the word I'm looking for. As far as somebody being a role model for me, and they actually, I can't reach out and touch them. I can't talk to them. You know, that's why I big up my cousin so much, and you know, me and him always have our talk. Even though he's a little bit older, well, about a couple of years older than me, at 10 at the most. But when not my with my uncle passing, it's like the next person I mostly talk to. My uncle, that was my uncle from my grandmother's, brother and them. You know, this guy pretty much all day, me and him, we talk. As he got older, he changed his ways. Me and him talk and went from there. But I gotta jump off of here, y'all. Tamika Davis in the building. I just seen somebody go live and I sub to them on Aunt T's channel. He's doing a test run. So I wanna, give a shout out to him. But as it is, you know what I say when I jump off here? Shout out to everybody in the building. Be the difference clothing. Ah, what's going on with you? Inspirational at its best. What's going on? But shout out to everybody coming through. Check the replay out. Like I said, hit the link in the description. Check out the video. And, just give a little insight on it. I probably let this be up for a moment. So if you're in the building, hit the like button. I gotta start saying that now because I'm qualifying as a YouTuber. So I gotta say hit the like. And majority of the people are already here, you already sub. So you're getting the bells. But for the most part, like I said, hit the link. Check out the video. This guy's giving good information, from a standpoint of you elevating your finance, you know, telling you the do's and don'ts. A lot of people have bad habits when it come to finance. So why not try to learn something good that can help your life, you know? So with that being said, shout out to everybody in the building. When I say I jump off, we here and we gone. It's in the description of the video. Um, I'll drop it in here now, but it's in the description of the video. Sandra, what's going on? I see you hopping in the building. All right, it's the link right here for people that want to hit the link. Go ahead and hit the link. There it is right there. And Sandra, I got to give you your shout out to everybody in here. Once again, we gone.